free to be underground. Yo, you got your own key when you're underground. If you're listening to me, yo, you underground.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Connected with Carrie here on Jess TV, Jess FM. You know it, Underground Radio C as well. Underground Radio C on YouTube, Jess TV, Jess FM on YouTube, live through Roku TV on the 101 app. So simply go to your Roku TV, go into like the little appy things to download things, and you want to find the 101 app. It's not a secret, but if you go through there and you search up Jess FM, you will find, actually I think it's Jess TV on there. One of the two, you'll go on there and you'll find us, and then you can watch this big screen live. I don't know if you want to see me that big, but anyway, if you go there, you'll have some fun with that. We're also streaming live through Meta TV and the NCG television network over in Italy. So good morning, folks over in Italy. I know you guys are watching because I've had guests from Italy on my show. So good morning to you. Grab your cappuccinos, sit down, watch our show, get comfortable. You know, over here in Canada, it's a bit chilly. So I'm glad I'm sitting in this evening and being able to do my show. Without further ado, though, real quick, I just want to mention, because you guys won't be with me for Christmas, I would like to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas. If you saw the Shift Happen show with Dina and myself, we did our Christmas show. So we talked a little bit about shifting your mindset during Christmas and how to kind of deal with the stress. We talked a little bit about gift giving. We also talked a little bit about games and all the fun. And then, of course, you know, I was also on QR77 about a week or so ago, and I was also talking to Andrew on there on the Morning Brew. And it was interesting because he was like, Carrie, you got to come on. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, the gift giving stuff and, you know, how can we save people some money, and, you know, what are some good ideas for gift giving? And so I was talking a little bit about that. If you want to catch that, you can go to my YouTube because it's right there, the whole little spiel that I did with Andrew. It was quite interesting, quite fun. So with sort of the wrap up with the Shift Happen show on the gift giving and the whole Christmas, and then with that other show with Andrew, the Morning Brew, and talking a bit about, you know, the gifts and homemade gifts and just some ideas. There's so many ideas floating around, but I never really got into the chance of, you know, what do we do for finances? How do we budget for Christmas? You know, are there ways, like, do we have to just keep buying and buying and buying gifts? Or can we do homemade gifts? Will that cost us money? So I wanted to have on kind of a financial guru on the show, and he will come and he'll introduce himself. If you did see the post floating around on my social media, you will kind of know who it is. You may or may not have seen him on TV, maybe on the news, maybe floating around through YouTube, who knows? But without further ado, I welcome Faisal Karmali to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Well, most of you may not know, but Faisal and I, we are actually pretty good friends, and we've been friends for quite a while.
Yeah.
Look, I was trying to figure out how many years back we go, but I don't know. It seems like even though we haven't known each other too long, but it actually feels like a long time.
Yeah, it's been quite a long time, Carrie. Yeah,
quite a long time, and it's been interesting. I always like to see what Faisal posts up and what's going on, you know, in his little personal world, but also his shows. He'll talk a little bit about the shows that he does, and, you know, I've been to a couple of his events that are more like business events. We'll touch up a little bit on that. We're not going to take a lot of time on that. So Faisal, without further ado, if you want to do a formal introduction, I'm going to give you the full stage and you can just take right over.
Yeah, well, my name is Faisal Karmali, and I'm a person who helps individuals transition to a better life financially. When you look at your individual business, your own personal wealth, your finances, my entire role in life and purpose is to help people transition to a better life financially. And so that's where what I do, most of my businesses come into play with people transitioning to a major second part of their life, either going to retirement, going through their next business course, or even going through their big transition of growth in their business as well. So I'm here to help people grow.
And that's it. Have a nice. I love my guests. I love when they come on the show, but I always try and say, you don't have to give the whole thing in like 20 seconds or less. You can expand and grow on that. So
Sure.
a little bit more because yes, you do like the retirement stuff, but let's go into, okay, your money matters. So the money matters. Is it just the podcast or are you talking about that on the news? Give us a little bit about that as well. And why is it important that money matters?
Yeah, so let's start off with I do part of the business news here in local city Calgary on radio, TV, on two different stations on TV and one station on radio. I also have two different podcasts. One is called More Than Money, which is also a radio show here in Calgary as well. And then I'm also having a podcast and show called the Carmali Exchange. Now, both of them are very different in the exposure and who our target audience is. Of course, More Than Money is for people who are looking to transition to or live in retirement and how to have your financial and the lifestyle part of retirement comes into play here. On my Carmali Exchange show, I talk to business owners, get the ideas, tips to help other business owners grow. I really believe no one can do it by themselves. And so we can always use a helping hand from others. But the key perspective behind here when it comes to my approach, not only have I written books on this, not only have I helped hundreds of people transition to the next level on their wealth, I've been able to help a lot of business owners grow their businesses as well.
Nice. Well, thank you for that. Because I wanted to add in really a little bit about who you are, not just like, okay, I'm just here to tell you about your finances. I'm just going to throw it out there. But no, Faisal's been in this business for quite a while. He has some really good advice and he's been helping people for like a long time, quite a long time you've been in this business. So I commend you on that because it's not always necessarily easy to help people put their money where they really want it to go and really just kind of instill in them like, okay, this is your best bet to go on this route or do this, because sometimes people are entrusting a lot of money into your hands and it's like, do I want to take a risk? Do I want to do that? But you have numbers to back it up and you've been doing it for so long that, I mean, heck, everyone go see Faisal.
Thank you.
You're on the edge of retirement. Go see him. Hit him up.
And Carrie, I've been doing this for 30 years now, almost 30 years. I can tell you the evolution of the individual and how they look at their wealth, how they spend money, especially during the holiday season. What does spending money mean to them? It's changed over the last almost 3 decades, and it's a really big and I think refreshing change, but a lot of pressure on individuals as we get into seasons like the holiday season. And if you think about the next 6 months specifically, you've got holiday season, Christmas, you've got New Year's, Valentine's Day, you got spring, and for some who are impacted by that also is graduation for kids and others. So if you think about the next 6 months from a financial perspective, it's like you're shelling out cash for everything that's going on. It's going to be very expensive unless you've got some financial, I call them freedom within boundaries, that you can pose going forward.
Well, exactly. And Thanksgiving. Don't forget, we just had Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And especially like my family, we're really going through it because we had a birthday in September. We had one in October. We had one in November. We have a couple here in December and Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's bang, 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 bang. So yeah, let's get into this because how do we budget for, I mean, I just hit up the birthday thing just because I went through it myself personally. But let's get into the Christmas season because that's really why I wanted you on, was to go, okay, Christmas is usually the big bang of the whole year. Sometimes it's Easter, not always, but Christmas is, we're really feeling that pressure of like, I need to buy.
Right.
So especially with people with large families, those that have like staff, maybe, they want to keep buying and they do want to give generously. So how can we, let's just first go into the budgeting side. Yeah. How can we really, budget for something as grand as Christmas?
Yeah, it's very challenging, Carrie. I think when we look at gift giving, and especially around the Christmas season, it's very emotional. And let me kind of touch on the emotion and bring it back to the budgeting side. The emotional side is what you want to have as an impact or an experience for the other individual. I've seen many people put money aside for this season purely to show up one another. I've got the best gift. I got the most expensive one. Look what I've done for you. Voila. Right. So that's one I've seen. Others are actually doing it to have an impact in that individual they're giving their lives. So that's another piece. The third part I've seen also is that it's more about how many people I can cover with the smallest amount of budget possible because I got other things that are priorities to me. I don't know, food, clothing, shelter, car, cell phone bill, everything else that's going on. So budgeting becomes a very big challenge for individuals around this time. And the more emotion behind it, the more spontaneous is your spending. And that's why we see about a 40% increase in credit card spending around this time. And then it takes about, I'd say 90 days to 120 days for people to catch up on their credit card bills just because they've overspent from an emotional perspective versus a fixating. Now I do this for a living. So for me to say, put an X dollars amount and just stick to that budget and away you go, I'd be fooling myself to say everybody should do that. That's not reality. It's a nice guideline or a boundary to work within, but there's going to be different things that come up. There's going to be a more expensive or actually have more people you might have forgotten about, like staff or like, people that you work with or that work for you. Think about a person who takes care of your home or takes care of, does your lawn or whatever. You want to start giving out gifts to everybody.
Right. And we have Christmas parties as well. And sometimes we have to bring gifts for the hostess. And then maybe the hostess they've got kids and you're like, maybe you should get the kids something too. So like you said, it can become a snowball type of thing going on. And you're like, well, I really only wanted to give this one, but it is the holidays. So.
Right. And then you feel it like the hangover and after that for the next 3 months or so. It's very challenging. And I think, first of all, financial structure equals financial freedom. If you have those boundaries and go within a certain limit, you kind of know what your boundaries are, but it also gives you the freedom to go in there. I have a big issue with individuals, Carrie, that are just looking at a gift. What about the impact? I think there are a lot of people, and I'm one of them. Someone buys me something, I'm not wowed. Someone helps me have an experience, I'm wowed. Let me give you some examples that I've seen with individuals, clients, friends of mine, and so forth. I think this is pretty cool stuff. People won't buy me a gift because they know I'm not a gift kind of person. I will buy other people gifts, but receiving, not my cup of tea. So people will say, okay, you know what? I'm going to take you out for dinner. It's the time spent, not the location of the dinner. Okay? Mm-hmm. I've had people say, you know what? You take your evening off. We're going to make sure the house is clean. So they're coming in, cleaning my house, which takes time away for me to do other things, like spend it with people I love. Way more of an experience for me, $0 cost for them. Time, not money. Interesting. So I think when we look at what are the love languages of people, you kind of get an idea of how to gift for them. Now, this is not going to be everybody. I'm not saying go find out who your dry cleaner is and what their love language is. What I am saying
that might be an interesting conversation, though.
Yeah, permanent press or tell me your love language. It's gonna be kind of a tough conversation to have.
Are you more of a heavy loader or?
Right. So I think that will be more challenging. So you're gonna get more like, I don't know, a gift card for your dry cleaner if you want to give a gift for that and keep it under a certain budget or so forth. Or buy a gift card from them. You're supporting their business even more versus buying them an Amazon gift card or a Walmart gift card or something. Because I'm supporting your
gift card.
Right. And so that doesn't go so well if you're going to buy something in the competition. So why not support the business? So if you've got companies that you're working with that do services for you and you feel compelled to get them a gift, then absolutely look at supporting their business even more. That actually has more memory to it than I got you a gift card from your competitor or from another company or what have you. But I think knowing people that you care about, Carrie, like, there's certain people that are important in your life. Mm-hmm. And you can list them probably on a small piece of paper. You can write down the top, let's say your top 10, top 15 people, and if you've got a big family, 15 or so forth, and you can kind of get an idea of what their love language. Are they active service type of individuals, or are they gift type of people, or words of affirmation? You can be very creative from a non-financial sense. They'll have a bigger impact with those individuals than just buying them something. And I'm the best example. I don't think a gift for me doesn't mean anything. And believe me, I always appreciate what I get, but I just don't value it as other things because that's not my love language. I think when you have someone close on that list of top 15 or top 10, understanding what their love language. So you can be more creative that way. That's your freedom within boundaries from a financial perspective. And so I think that's a key thing. And there's also opportunities to cross over on gift giving to keep within your budget. So instead of having an individual gift for one, have one large gift for many people. So taking people out for dinner might be cheaper than spending $75 on somebody individually. I pick on dinner because it's something you can do as a group, take a movie night out, whatever it may be. Those might be more affordable, and have an event with your friends or family might be more of a wow factor than here it is. I think charitable giving. Now here in Canada, when you donate money to a charity or a registered charity, you also get a tax receipt. You also save on your taxes as well. So also donating for people on their behalf, but you get the tax receipt. It's a double win, and also the charity gets it. They feel good if that's their love language as well. So I think there's multiple ways to look at your budget and not have to always be spending money, because I think time is just as important as money is.
No, I agree with you there, because I'm the same. If someone does think of me and they're like, oh, I want to give you a gift, I'm like, well, thank you, because they did think of me, obviously. Those that really, really know me just know that I love to go and just spend the time with them and go like, okay, even if we go for dinner together, it doesn't necessarily mean I want them to pay. It's just really like that time together and going, reminiscing, maybe some other memories that we had together, or just creating that new memory right then and there. I think that's just so important. And again, like you were saying, okay, the whole family gets together and they do something. Well, you can go and actively go and do something fun like bowling, or go and do like axe throwing or something really fun like that, where again, you're spending the time, you're creating a memory, and everyone's actually being more physically active instead of, just maybe sitting and having a dinner. And then you went into the charitable thing. This year, we're actually doing that. Myself and my immediate family, we're all, my older sisters are married, they got their kids, everyone has everything.
Yeah.
And you get to a point where, what do we get somebody that has everything? Like, it's so hard, right? So we kind of relieved that this year. And we said, instead of going around like, oh, do we do a gift exchange? Do we do this? Do we do that? Years past, we did a really fun thing where it was like, we did one homemade gift. Then we did a re-gift. So if there's something in your house that maybe somebody else would love to have that you're not really using, not saying pawn it off, but it was more like maybe they would be more grateful to have it. We did that, and then a gift card. Right. And there was like limits to that. So this year we're like, we're actually going to do the charitable giving. So we're going to go and we're going to give food, like do food hampers, and we're going to give to them. And because we have everything. And there's people out there that don't have a lot and they're struggling. So why not give? And this time of the year, and that's one thing I do have like a pet peeve on, is like, why is it just this one time a year that we think of others? Right. I'm thinking it should be all year round. Why isn't there hampers all year? Some grocery stores actually do it. Right. Which is very commendable for them, because I'm like, it should be giving all the time. And lately, I've, been even going through my closet, getting rid of things and giving it to like the homeless shelter and stuff, because why? We have so much. Why not give a little bit more, and not just this time of year? So,
and Carrie, if you add to that, you look at other cultures, religions, faiths within just our country alone. There are so many different times throughout the year that people are celebrating different things, and they're going to be charitable in those pieces at those times. It's not just in the holiday season. So being charitable is absolutely a very neat idea. I think there's an opportunity for us over the next, call it 90 days,
Yeah.
as we go through the coldest months in Canada, where we just don't even want to go outside. Take a look at your place where you live. And if you look at my place, your place, or anybody else's, on average in Canada, people have about $5,000 worth of stuff in their home that they don't use, need, they store it away, they never touch it. It's just sitting there. And over the next 90 days, if you just look at that stuff and try to sell it online through Marketplace, or you can donate it if you want to, or if you try to collect some of that cash, you're now reimbursing yourself for the stuff that you've left in your house. On average, Canadians have $5,000 worth of stuff sitting around doing nothing in their garages, in their closets. So you could turn that money over and use it for other things, paying off some bills. So you might be able to have that bigger budget as long as you execute on that 90-day plan after. And that, I think that's pretty cool information that we got. And I've been doing that a lot since the pandemic. I've been looking ways of using, taking stuff out of my house and selling it online and so forth. And there's opportunities for people to make a few bucks on that, or at least recoup some of the money that they've spent during the holiday season.
Oh, absolutely. And I've seen also, like you said, Facebook Marketplace. I've seen people like, oh, Christmas trees, they're just giving them away, or really cheap, like $10 or something. And then that also relieves some of your financial stress during the holidays if it's like a first Christmas for someone. Like they got to get the whole tree, they got to get decorations and the gifts. So that can also be very burdensome for some that are very, very tight for money.
It's so hard for a lot of people to try to do it all. And I don't think that we give people enough credit for their attempt, but we are very, very judgmental on the output. I think when people look at the attempt, as long as it's coming from a good place, I think that's one thing we should take a step back and look at this and say, what else can we do beyond the attempt and the good intentions? There's opportunities that we can recuperate. We don't have to be financially disadvantaged because of our views on giving gifts. I think that there's more than just a gift, physical gift that you can give. There's memories and experiences I think are worth way more than the gift itself.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Because like you said, we get into that mindset of like, okay, someone buys us something, we almost automatically feel obligated to buy something back and then some. Like you said, we want to up the ante. I feel like, well, they got me this bottle of wine, which is $50, but I saw a $100 bottle of wine that they're going to like, and that'll make me look at. But again, what is your, are you doing it to just look good? Or are you doing it to up the ante? Or, how about, you really do see that person and go, hey, maybe they only like the $20 bottles of wine and it's their favorite wine. You don't have to go and be spending so much money just because you want to look good, right? So step back and go take the humble road during Christmas and go, what can we do? Because even to make something, you really have to know someone. And put that thought in, because it's a lot of thought to even go, what
I've got kids that gave me ashtrays I've never used. It was the attempt.
So cute.
And
you put your money in there, right? Your little change.
Change and keys, right? That's what it's for now, right? And so not useful, but very interesting when it comes to gifts that people make. But they had to know something about me. And now today, if they were to make a gift for me, it would be more personal. They would, because they know me a lot better than when they were 2 or 3 or 4 years old.
Right? That's so cute. And as they grow older and you can see how much thought they put into it, and then they really get to know you. You're like, oh, mom and dad would love this instead of just that, And
what's so funny though, Carrie, when you look at people like I've got some older girls, one's 19, one's 16. They're like, can I get some money so I can buy you a gift? And I give them that look going, you want me to give you money so you can buy me a gift? Don't. Just let's avoid all this and just what was your intention behind it? Oh, I saw a cool, a golf balls that you probably like to play with. Great, let's just go golfing instead. Well, I don't golf. Well, then just sit in the car and spend some time with me.
Go get the beer.
An hour and a half. Yeah. Pick up the beer. Why not? Way cheaper than a box
of golf cart and go down the road.
Right.
That's valid. That's a valid point too, right? Because I think every parent goes through that. If their child is not working, And the child's at that age where they're like, oh, I would, they're like, mom, let's go buy dad something. And maybe in that case, you could double up on the gift together. But again, like you said, it's like, well, why are you giving them money to just buy you a gift instead of,
Right.
like you said, have that experience together? And then maybe they will end up liking golf or just having that fun moment together and go, hey, I like these golf balls. This is what, these ones the Titleists are way better than these ones.
Right.
Watch me play, take them to the driving range. And
I'm going to lose them all
that.
anyways. It doesn't matter about the golf balls.
Right. But it's really cute when they do think about you.
Yeah.
And they put into that thought and effort and they're going, yeah, I would really like to get something for someone. So I think it's really important, even for our own children, to not have, I think that's when you need to start having those conversations and going, I think that's really part of the whole financial planning is really when the kids are growing up. You're teaching them to save, you're teaching them how to budget, you're teaching them, it doesn't have to be written out because sometimes they can't even read yet, but it's even like, okay, go take your little dollar and stick it over there in your change jar. And, the other dollar I gave you, we can spend that. So you're, doing half and half, slowly teaching them how to save and to spend wisely. And then as they get older, then you can go, okay, the giving and the receiving of gifts, when it comes to birthdays and Christmas, other holidays, I think that's really important to really instill those values at that age and go, okay, if I were to spend $10 on a gift and I'm using my fake money, my Visa, and we only have $2 in our pockets, we have to pay back that $8. How do we do that? How are we going to do that? Is this smart to do? What's going to happen if we don't pay that back? So let's
This is
go.
the biggest thing, Carrie. I think this is the biggest thing that I have a concern with many Canadians who are, and I don't have the data on Italy or anything on my fingertips. I can speak on about the Canadian data.
No, we can,
I can tell you that a lot of Canadians will mortgage their tomorrow for the experience of today. And so when it comes during the holiday season, they do go over budget, but their budget was never even written down to begin with. They have an idea in their head. They have no idea how much that money that they're going to spend will impact the rest of their decisions, like paying down debt, like saving for the future, like looking at other things. If you've got a very old car, it's just a matter of time before that car breaks down, repairs, replacement, whatever. We all know these expenses are coming down the line, but we refuse to focus on those issues and worry about our experience today. So from a Canadian perspective, I think many Canadians are mortgaging their future for the experience of today. And I think that's a big issue.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can change that, obviously. I mean, we can look at cheaper experiences and we can maybe plan ahead a little bit and talk to family too. I think that's important, going, hey, do we need all this stuff? And, maybe like we said, we can give, and then we're also getting back in the long run. That's not the intention behind it. The intention is to be able to give to charity. It's a bonus if you get, $20 back or whatever, but still, it's like you're giving to others. So how do we, you want to teach that and go, we don't want to get in debt here. We want to enjoy the holidays and have fun. Because like you said, it's going to take us 3 months on average to pay back the debt from Christmas. What's that average? Is that if we spend $500 or $1,000?
Yeah, the holiday season on average in Canada per person is $625 from what the data I've seen.
Okay.
That's a lot of money to spend on the holiday season. That it still takes almost 90 days, if not more, to pay it back. That kind of says there's a problem. 51% of Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
That's a concern. And I think one of the biggest, most undervalued item that anybody has in this country is a written financial plan. Understanding what are your vision, your goals, where do you want it, what you want in the short term, let's say the next 1 to 2 years, what do you need 2 to 5 years from now, and what's your vision greater than 5 years? And then you start to prioritize. So if you've got an extra $100, where's your priorities? It might not be that bottle of wine you were talking about, Carrie. It might be something else. And so that's okay. Like that is about you taking care of yourself as an individual and not
Mm,
trying to one up a person or feel like you owe them. These kind of things happen. But if you've got your financial plan, your compass for the direction you want to be in your financial future over the short, medium, and long term,
yeah.
you'll be able to really be able to see, look at, say, this extra $100 I'm wanting to spend on holidays or gift giving or whatever. You'll be able to say, that doesn't fit in my top three category of things that I'm really wanting to use my money for. And so hard if you're living paycheck to paycheck, hard if you have to continue saving to pay off debt versus trying to live for the future as well. It's going to be very difficult. So I think that freedom within boundaries is unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. It is, paycheck to paycheck can be very stressful in itself.
Yeah.
Never mind thinking, okay, I have to plan ahead for X amount of holidays and stuff, because you're not even thinking about that. You're like, am I able to pay my water bill? Am I able to even get groceries?
Right.
Those are the top, priorities, is getting those bills paid. So you've got a place to live in. Never mind, oh, Christmas is around the corner. Living from that kind of experience of, paycheck to paycheck, whatever, I've kind of learned over the years as money's gotten a little bit better here and there. And I'm like, okay, I'll get a little contract here and then I'm like, this is great. I've learned over the years to actually put that money aside for Christmas and go, okay, try and put X amount of dollars away. And if I don't get there, then that's okay. I have to budget accordingly and go, okay, well, I can't spend this amount. I now have to only, go a little bit lower and do this. Now I'm learning again, do they want the people I'm giving gifts to? Do they want an experience?
Yeah.
Or do they want the thing? And I will ask them, because now, like you said, I've prioritized that and go, okay, well, would you like an air fryer? Is this important? Or would you like to go for, a night out at Stage West or something, or do
Right.
something fun? Would that be of interest? Or, is the air fryer maybe something you want to use all year round? Will that be more beneficial? Pick your poison.
Yeah, and I think part of this also is that we defer the purchasing of Christmas gifts just around Canadian Thanksgiving and right after. We're not thinking about it all year long. And so, for example, some of the best deals that we see from last year's stuff happens in the first 3 months of the next calendar year. If
Mhm.
I know Harry likes certain types of wines and there's a wine sale happening at my local liquor store, I could probably get it in January,
Yeah.
dust it off in November, put it in a bag for you, Carrie, and now you've got a wine on that I bought on sale, right? I
I'll
think
give it a little
there's
shake and it'll be good to go.
there we go, right?
All the sediments on the back, like, oh, Faisal was shopping.
Yeah, last year, yeah. So I think
I don't remember that
there's
now. I'll
ways
be
to
like,
look for
hey.
people. I think there's a lot of people that you can shop for well in advance. And maybe my
Yeah.
wine idea wasn't a great one, but I think there's other
No,
things that
it's
you
true.
can
It's
do.
true. It is true. I do have to say, I have like my wants or whatever, and sometimes they are from Amazon, for example. What I will do often is I'll just save them for later or like just put it on my little list. And what I do is, because Amazon has sales all year round, as other department stores do, as all other places. If you can just stick it on a list on that app or whatever, I go back to it and I see when it's on sale. And then if I can save, because most times I'll just actually use the air fryer example, because I got one a couple of years ago and I knew when they first started, because of inflation, when they were first on sale, they were about $99. And
Yeah,
with inflation, they've gone up to almost about $150.
right,
And I was like, I know they're going to go down in price.
right,
They have. So
right.
when I got mine, I got it at the $99 because I'm like,
Sure.
I know it's going to go down and I'm going to nab it then.
And what's interesting now with technology, Carrie, is now I'll use artificial intelligence as an example.
Yeah.
And let's pick on Google because a lot of people still use Google for search engine optimization and
Yeah.
or searching for items itself. Google has an AI mode that you can put information in. So air fryer, I'm looking for the best time and pricing of air fryers throughout the Canadian network so they can deliver to my door. What's available out there? When's the best time to buy an air fryer? You might be surprised at some of the information you get back, and you don't have to track on one individual app like an Amazon or a Walmart or a Canadian Tire, and you doing all that work. Artificial intelligence is a pretty cool piece of technology that can actually gather all that information, give it to you so you don't have to search through the internet so much. It'll save you a whole bunch of time. This also helps when you're planning vacations, when you're buying items, when you're looking for what's on sale and when's the best time to buy something online or in person.
Or that bottle of wine.
Right. And especially in a marketplace like online where it's so competitive that if you pick it at the right time and the right location and artificial intelligence helps you find it, you can save even more money. So you're stretching your dollars even further.
Right. Absolutely. And it's not just for gift giving. You can actually use it for, if you want to cut your bills in half as well, you can definitely save on there. I kind of did that with my cell phone. I was noticing my bill was going up and up and up. And I'm like, well, how can I save? And I called my loyalty department and talked to them and said, hey, here's 3 competitors sitting in front of me with the same plan for about $20 cheaper.
Right.
Can you match this, or am I going to have to go in another company?
Right.
And they matched it. So I was like, okay. So I saved myself $30 a month. And then again, there you go. So there's little savings, even if you're looking at just taking a little bit here, a little bit there throughout the year. And hopefully people can budget and go, okay, we can budget a little bit here, save up for Christmas, save up for the other holidays that are coming around the corner. And maybe they will have enough just to do those 90 days and then they're out of the woods and then go, okay, I can now save up for the next year. And
I think a lot of people are not utilizing the benefits of some of their credit cards. Now, there's credit cards out there that have a dividend or cashback credit card, or there's ones that give out points. Now, when it comes to purchasing other items, I prefer the cashback one. From a mathematical perspective, it's better value than converting points into buying something on some online portal that credit card offers. But let's use 2% cashback. I've seen as high as 5% in some credit cards out there. But if you're spending your normal spend throughout the year and you're putting everything on a credit card and you're paying it back in full every single month, so that saves you on very high interest, you're collecting points or cash back. That cash back you can use, put that aside for your Christmas spending. Now it's not like you were kind of like a forced savings program for
I like that.
for Christmas, right? Like I think there's benefits out there, so people will have a regular credit card, no bells and whistles. There are a lot of cash dividend type of credit cards out there at the major financial institutions in Canada. And that helps. If you're at a points program, can you convert those points into buying products or experiences for your loved ones or the people on your list? That also saves you some cash too. So there's using those types of mechanisms as well. Definitely helps.
Yeah, and those are like the hidden things that we use every single day. I've noticed now, like my cell phone provider, they've got like a point system, and again, you can go in and you can cash those in for something if you don't have the cash back option.
Right.
And then again, the credit cards, they have all the little cashback things, air miles, all those things that we do our day-to-day spending on, use those for your advantage and be able to go, hey, I can get something at the end of the year. Maybe it is an air fryer for somebody, or maybe it's some gift cards or whatever it may be. It still saves you in the long run.
Right.
And there's no harm or foul in it. I mean, use up your points because some of them actually expire.
Yeah. I've seen people actually go to financial institutions and set up a bank account because the banks are offering like a free iPods or an iPad, and then they use that iPad as a gift that they give during Christmas time. It's pretty interesting how resourceful people can be when they're like, I don't need the iPad, but my kid would love it. Okay, I'm going to open up a bank account there, move my banking over there, and get the free iPad.
Open up 10 bank accounts. Everyone's got an iPad for
Be
Christmas.
careful of that one. All those fees could add up for sure. But definitely look at ways that you can utilize all the normal things that you do. You said cell phone, they have point program. The banks have credit cards and gifts that they're giving away. You know, there's so many things. There's Canadian Tire money for people who shop at Canadian Tire, or Air Miles. I think they've got cash and Dream Miles and so forth. So there's so many different programs out there. Scene points, when you go grocery shopping, convert those scene points into movie experiences for your loved ones. What a cool thing to give, you know, your teenager. Go catch a real movie, not on a TV, not at your house. Like, experience.
You need to leave the house, people, and go.
Right. Or forget it. You pay for the movie; it's cheaper. These scene points can be used for popcorn. We know how expensive popcorn is now.
10% back, guys. 10% on your. Yeah, you save 10%. Now, I'm going to even say, because I'm a movie goer and I love the movies, if you check out, I'm not promoting them, I'm not getting paid for it, but there's Cine Club. And if you pay a little bit a month, then you get free, like, well, it's included. You get a movie and then you get your percentage off of your concession and stuff. If you don't use your movie ticket, it gets banked in. So you get those overriding. So, you know, if you don't go to the movies for like 5 months, you have 5 tickets just sitting there waiting to be used. So if you bank up all your tickets, say there's 5 people in your household, you want to use that as an experience for that season, go for it.
And it's a monthly subscription program, is that?
Yeah, monthly subscription program.
So think about what you've done. Instead of spending all this money in one go, let's say you bank these 5 tickets that you're referring to. That's 5 tickets you can buy for 5 different people that have an experience as well, but you've paid monthly throughout the year versus, bam, I'm in December now, I better buy 5 movie tickets. Here we go, I'm in a bit of a trouble there because I've overspent. This is where you can spread out the cost over 12 months versus just in one
big bang. Well, and movie tickets regular, you know, we're talking like $25, and I think Cine Club is only like $10 a month or something like that, $15 a month or something. So look at all of your overall savings, what you can do. And also, I would say to the listeners as well, take advantage of some of the year-end savings going on now. I've talked about, because I love going to Calway Park. It's another big thing that I love to do. But they have their yearly sales. If you go, like right now, it's half, not even half, it's like more than half off for season tickets, like, to go. So look at those things. If you got a favorite place you guys all do love to go and enjoy, think about even doing that, which would be a good gift because it's an all year round gift. You know, it's not just the one kabang, here we go. You know, you guys can go together and enjoy those times throughout the entire year. And well, for the season that it's open, for example, but again, you're spending that time to go together and it's like more than half off. So, and
that's where I go back, that knowing the love language of who you're giving the gift for, comparing to your budget as well, you'll be able to say, okay, we're going to be going to Calway Park, you know, three or 4 or 5 times in 2026. I think that's way better from a person who likes to have that experience than just buying them one thing that they're going to use in the year. I think that's knowing who you're giving the gift for and the experience that they want to have, knowing their love language will really, really help.
I love that. That was good. Good ideas, Faisal. Really good. So we're going to wrap up now. If you want to let everyone know where they can find you, to connect with you, if they need a further conversation with you on more budgeting, and then again, maybe, you know, there's retirement coming up and they want to get some information and how to maybe budget for that retirement coming up. They need that information. So where can they?
My wealth management practice is called Popwich Carmali Advisory Group. You can go to pkag.ca for more information, or to reach out and look up for some more information from us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Faisal. I really appreciate your time because I know it's time away from family. So please wish them and yourself a Merry Christmas from me as well. I appreciate you coming on. Again, to all the listeners, this is the last show till Christmas, and then I will be back the following week on the 27th. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Faisal, we will chat soon. Have a great night. We'll talk to you later.
Merry Christmas to you and all your viewers and family.
Thank you so much. Well, there we have it again, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Connected with Carrie here on Just TV, Jess FM, Underground Radio C. Yes, I do wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for tuning in to this week's show. I do hope you guys get a little bit of information from, the few shows that I've done on the gift giving, the finances, because we all know it's very tough this time of year. Please don't feel obligated to one up somebody if they're getting you a gift. Think really hard about who they are, what is their love language. If you can go and do something together, it doesn't even have to be a movie or a dinner that we talked about, even just walking around. Maybe going to a market, checking that out. There's some skating out there. Check out those local activities that are going on as well, because oftentimes in this day and age, spending that time together and just kind of knowing what that person really enjoys, I think it's way better than just going and blowing like $100 on something. Maybe it's just going to sit in their closet. So with that, again, I wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys back on December 27th. Prada West will be returning back with some of his new music in. And then I will see you guys in the new year where season 12 of Connected where Carrie will begin. Until then, stay connected. Good night, everyone.